Tottenham Hotspur fans, it's Wynnie here. You wouldn't have seen me on the pod for a while because I've been a little bit busy at home, but I thought, you know what, I'll give myself 5 minutes time to talk to you guys about the mess that we have all just witnessed. So when the team was announced, I don't know if we expected something different, but we certainly didn't get anything different. We got exactly the same team as Antonio Conte would have put out. But let's be honest, I mean, if you look at the bench, Lucas Moura, Alfie Devine, we've got Mundell on there. All these people that aren't really going to make a difference and are not good enough to come into the first 11. So the first 11 was as expected, you know. Excuse me, we do have some injuries and stuff, so it was what we expected. But the performance, I don't know, I just expected something different, you know. A new manager bounce and all that, even though it's not a new manager. You know, I thought we'd be free from the shackles of Conte, but it appears that the players have just got Conte ball instilled into their brains now, because it was the exact same performance that Antonio would have given us. Very negative, very lacklustre, allowing pressure, all of those things that we've seen under Conte, we've seen again tonight. So the moment that changed the game, we'll talk about Abdoulaye Doucouré. Silly, very, very silly. Now, I know Harry Kane is going to get pelters for this, but, you know, he may have exaggerated the contact. However, if you raise your hands and you put your hands into someone's face, you're going to get sent off. It's as simple as that. Even if Harry Kane hadn't have gone down, the ref would have had no choice but to give a red card. So from then on, Harry Kane, Romero very clever in winning a penalty. You know, I'm not necessarily sure I agree with the rule of it, because, you know, it's not really, the defender's just going to clear the ball. But, you know, we've had it against us, we've had it for us. It's just part and parcel of football these days. So, you know, we win a penalty. Harry Kane dispatches it. From then on, 10 men, 1-0 up. It should be as easy as pie. There's no way anything other than 3 points should be coming back to White Hart Lane at that point. But this is Tottenham. This is Tottenham. So what do we see? Against 10 men, I know traditionally it's difficult to break down 10 men. Traditionally, it's just how it is. It's difficult to play against 10 men because you usually find they give a little bit more, and typically you don't have to exert as much, so you kind of regress slightly in what you do. But there's no way that from the goal we were just under constant pressure. Absolute constant pressure from Everton. And the inevitable happened. Look, credit to Keane, it's a great strike, let's be honest. It's a great finish. But why are we allowing him so much time? I know that it's a defender that's you know, creeping onto the edge of your box and not a striker, but still, you just don't give someone that much time on the ball. And that's what we're seeing constantly at Tottenham. We're seeing no pressure. It just makes no sense. So just before that, obviously Lucas Moura, very silly coming onto the pitch. He's not that type of player, so I don't believe there was any malicious intent in what he did. It was just a clumsy tackle. However, I would like to point, in the first half, there was a tackle on Ivan Perisic by Seamus Coleman, which was identical to Lucas Moura. So once again, me personally, again, this is just my opinion, we are seeing inconsistencies in officiating, because if the Seamus Coleman one goes unpunished, in my opinion, so should Lucas Moura. Or, you know, let's be honest, they're both red cards. So that would be the fair option. But hey-ho, look, we're sitting here now talking about a great opportunity to look. This is difficult to say, but fans don't necessarily want top four. I've seen it on Twitter. Me, myself, I don't really know what I want from this season. There's part of me that wants no European football whatsoever, so we can just concentrate on the league with a new manager. But then obviously, you know, the famous attraction of Champions League football, to managers, to players. If we get I've seen reports of if we get Champions League football, we might be able to convince Nagelsmann to come, although he looks like he's on his way to Chelsea. It's a weird one. I mean, either way, we fluffed our chances anyway with the draw. We just seen, you know, we've seen against Leicester 4-1, Southampton 3-3, Everton 1-1. We've just seen. I know teams that are struggling put up more of a fight, but we're Tottenham Hotspur, a team that's just finished in the top four last season. Traditionally, we finish within the top 4 or 5 or 6 sometimes. We shouldn't be struggling against teams like this. Look, for me now, just get this season done with. I'm sick to death of watching Tottenham. I was looking forward to watching them tonight because we've had the international break. We've had a break from Tottenham. We've recharged our Tottenham batteries, which have been dead for a long time. And I was looking forward to it. 15 minutes in, that my battery was dead once again. I was drained. So let's just get this season out of the way. What I will say is I heard it 2 or 3 times during the game. He's magic, you know, Maurizio Pochettino. Let's get him back in. Me personally, I'm all for it now. If Nagelsmann wants to go to Chelsea, let him go. He should take heed from how Tuchel was treated, how Potter was treated. If he wants to go there and just be a little lab rat for Todd Bowley's little experiments, so be it. Let's get Pochettino in the club. Let's get a good feeling, a good spirit. Hopefully he can convince Harry Kane to stay, although I think that ship's sailed now. But you never know, do you? Let's just get this season out of the way. Get Poch down to a pre-agreement for the summer. Keep Stellini and Mason for this dredge of 9 games left, and hopefully just see where we finish. But look, we've got Brighton, I believe, at home on Saturday, who will be a very, very difficult team to beat. But who knows what Tottenham Hotspur will turn up. So I will catch you all in the near future, and come on you Spurs.